You know you was going to see me. Of anybody in the world, the person you was going to see was me. You knew this was coming. Yes, I've got all your messages. I want to thank every single person out there, including my Patreons, who got something very special coming tonight. You thought what you got yesterday was something. Wait until tonight. Here's what you don't understand. And I try to reiterate this to people as much as possible. When you saw Isiah Thomas talk or heard him speak yesterday, a lot of people were shocked. Why is he still hating on Jordan? Because that's all you hear. And it's a shame when a clip is played and this is all they want to talk about. He made a lot of great points on this show. A lot of great points. He's talking about the game of basketball itself. So while all of that is being known and being said, I would like to say this for the people that's out there that's in the know. When you see Isiah Lord Thomas III, or you hear about Isiah, always think and know he is about to tear it up. It's finna go into a realm you didn't even know it was gonna go. And the reason it's gonna go there is because the people around are not usually abundantly prepared for what's to come. They're not. Chicago abandoned him for MJ. Well, we'll get into all of that and more. So, without further ado, let's go.
Hi, I'm Carcino.
Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
No one knows Carcino and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. Go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them.
He a free throw man down.
Now, here we go. Let's get tapped in. Isiah Thomas spoke about today's era versus the golden era of basketball. That's what this question was about.
About the golden era of basketball. Some think it's right now. Others think it was more your era, you know, mid-'80s, early '90s. What's your take on that?
Our era is considered to be the golden era. This is what I don't understand about your era, right? You guys are playing with arguably the greatest player to ever play. And excuse me when I say this, but y'all treat him like he ain't nothing. And I'm talking wow. Right? Y'all act like, well, y'all instead of pubbing y'all era up, y'all go back and say our era was the greatest. Oh, you know, Michael Jordan was the greatest. Nobody could ever be greater than Michael Jordan, right? Okay, and then you turn around, but in your era, LeBron James sitting there, he holding every single basketball record. I mean, every single one of them. And you're looking at a Kevin Durant and you're looking at a Steph Curry, but then when y'all say who the greatest, y'all talk about the guy that gave you some shoes and, you know, gave you some forearms.
Fair.
Hey, on this show, for the record, me Boogie, and Lou will all agree that LeBron's the greatest.
No, I'm an MJ person, but Isiah, I'm 50 years old. Like that's what made me love basketball was Michael Jordan. I'm not just going to change my mind. He could be second.
Well,
Second's not bad.
Here's what will make you change your mind on, or at least critically think about, right? And I'm a historian of the game, and I'm not a hater. I'm just when I speak facts, people think it's hate. But you can't in no sports category, when we talk about track, when we talk about tennis, when we talk about football, baseball, the arguably the best players or athletes in those sports, they hold the world records. You know, I know we talk about Jordan, but he leads in no statistical basketball category. But yet we say there's an argument about him being the best. But then when you look at Kareem and you look at LeBron, those guys lead in several statistical categories. But yet we say somebody else is better. And, you know, I'm just giving you like the evidence, right? Here's the evidence.
So, Isiah Lloyd Thomas III, the greatest basketball player to ever play the game. Now, in case you guys don't know me, let me break this down to you so that you guys would understand this a little better. Walk with me as we go through my home. I want to take you someplace. This is for the ones that don't know me. Okay. Walk with me. Who is that on my wall? When I said walk with me, this is what I meant. That's Isiah Lloyd Thomas III shaking hands with who? Your boy, Carcino. Who is that on my wall? I am from Chicago. Isiah's from Chicago. And he was the greatest player to ever play this game. Not because he's from my city, because I seen it. He's the guy that beat Michael Jordan. So there's no reason for him to ever be jealous of him. He's beaten Michael Jordan more times than Michael Jordan has beat him. Let me repeat that. This man has beat Michael Jeffrey Jordan more times than Michael Jeffrey Jordan has beat him. And that ain't no BS, sir. Now, let me take you through this. And I'm sorry, Mr. Rosen. He beat an injured team, and Isiah Thomas and the rest of the team was retiring. They were old. And had everybody been healthy that year, he definitely wouldn't have won. Because when the team was healthy, we beat them by 24 points or 22, one of them. It's been so long ago. Now, I did that for context so that the people who are here who don't know me, now you know. That I'm not saying this for trolling, clicks, or views. Anybody in the city of Chicago will tell you that they know one guy that always knew that even in Michael Jordan's 6 NBA championships, there was one guy who knew Isiah Thomas was better than Michael Jordan. And he's sitting right here talking to you today. Just so you guys can have clarification. Now, with that being said, we move forward. Now, let's move forward. Isiah Thomas right here, and what he just said is 100% incorrect. Zeke, the greatest player of all time, you're wrong. But I know what you're doing because I'm a Piston fan. True and true, baby. True and through. I am a Piston, and I know exactly what you're doing. And it's working because you really do piss Mike off. This burns Michael Jordan up. Every time Zeke does this, it's like another knife in Michael Jordan's back. It hurts him. It pisses him off. See, y'all don't understand this, but Zeke does. Michael Jordan is really bothered by things that are very tedious. That you'd be like, man, Mike, you ain't let that go. He just did on The Last Dance. You see how he hold all this stuff personal and all that. So Isiah knows what bothers him, what sticks to him. And it's like, oh, okay, you don't want to apologize? Don't worry. I'm going to make your life, as long as I live, a living hell. I'm going to praise this guy, LeBron James. I know he ain't better than you. The whole world knows he's not better than you, but I'm going to give the argument that he is better than you. And everybody's going to push that he's better than you. And that's going to irritate you because I know you. I know how you think and what motivates you. This is going to bother you. This is going to get under your skin. I know Isiah and how he thinks, and oh yeah, it's going to bother him. Isiah is wrong about the statement he made about Kareem and LeBron. Here's where you're wrong, Zeke. Yes, statistical categories, Kareem and LeBron are going to be there, but those are called longevity stats. They got that because of how long they played. Kareem played 20 years. LeBron's in year 23. Michael Jordan played 14, 15 years. You played 13 years. Back in those days, you played 13 years. Guys wasn't playing 20 years. The game was way more physical, and guys had injuries galore, and their bodies couldn't take it past that number. Magic played like 11 years, 12 years, maybe. So you got to understand that, well, you're a smart man. You already know what you're doing. That's what I'm saying. If Michael Jordan played 20 years, he would have eclipsed Kareem. If he'd have played 23 years, all his numbers eclipsed LeBron. From rebounds, assists, the whole nine, he eclipsed LeBron. So all you got to do is look at what Jordan was averaging, even in his Washington years, and go from there and give him 23 years and see what happens. He would destroy you. There's no way, shape, or form LeBron James is a better basketball player than Michael Jordan. And if he's better than Mike, then where the hell is Kobe Bryant? You see, this is where the lines get blurred. Kobe played 20 years and was better than 90% of the players that you have named. It's only few that could be mentioned. Kobe is in top 10 greatest players of all time. LeBron James ain't even in the top 1,000, in my opinion. He's definitely not there. But Because I rank this on basketball, the knowledge of the game, how this game is played, period. Oh, I don't cap. LeBron James hate me because I went viral telling the truth about him. And this is why.
Top 50 in your opinion?
No, he's not.
100.
Not even top 100. I could not put him over anybody. You can name a whole 1990s rosters. He's Sean Kemp. That is exactly who LeBron is. He's Sean Kemp. And he never had a post game. He never even took time to learn that. So they removed the post guy out. There's no more power forwards. No more. Like, what happened to the power forwards? Well, LeBron don't have a post game, so we don't need him anymore. In LeBron's entire career, he's never guarded the best players on the court. Never. Not even early in his career. He would always guard the weakest player in the league. When they played in the finals against Dallas, he's guarding Jason Kidd, who's 40. I'm like, you just been getting by with your athleticism. They start to change the rules for you because you can't get by anybody anymore. All you do is offensive foul people now and take 5 steps to the basket. You can't play off the ball. That means you can't play basketball. Whatever the play is, he blows it up immediately. He gets the ball and runs out to the half court line, gets a running start, and comes back in. I'm like, why is he leaving the paint? Everything they taught you about basketball goes out the window when you playing him. Don't lower the shoulder. That's exactly what he gonna do. He gonna lower his shoulder. He be almost halfway over driving Steph Curry into the ground. He play a 4 out. That's the only play he runs on offense, a 4 out. Or he'll call a high pick and roll. Guy come over and get a pick so he can get a little point guard on him. Okay, that's good. I can get by him. And then he's like, I'm the GOAT now. I think I'm up there with Jordan. I'm be like, where? In what? Checkers, chess, video game, Madden, NBA 2K, what? Definitely not basketball.
So that clip always gets to LeBron. Every year somebody sends him that meme. That's a meme now. That's a TikTok. It's all over. It's got hundreds of thousands of views everywhere else in the world. And every time LeBron would lose or something, when there's a conversation about Jordan and LeBron, somebody would tag that video to LeBron James. And he spoke about it on Mind the Game. Man, what burns me up when they say I don't even have a bag and I can't do this, and that burns me up. Talking about I can't play off the ball. Uh-oh, someone's calling my phone. Hold on. Well, they gotta wait. This clip is all you need in LeBron debates. Exactly. That's all you need, because that's the truth about LeBron James. He has been destructive on every team he's ever been on. When has Michael Jordan been destructive on every team he's been on? Where he torpedoes the entire team and they can't win because of him. Who has played with as much talent as LeBron James has? And he was arguably not the best player on his team in the last 5-6 years of his playing existence. When was LeBron the best player on his team? He came to the Lakers in 2019, right? 2018, 2019, around that year. The very next year, he got Anthony Davis. And from the moment they got Anthony Davis, LeBron was not the best player on the team. Anthony Davis was better than him. Every year, AD led the team in points and rebounds. LeBron only led the team in assists. That was it. That was the only statistical category LeBron led the team in. Did you know that? When he played in Cleveland, the second time, Kyrie Irving was better than him. So the first 2 trips or 3 trips, they went to the NBA Finals together. Kyrie Irving was right there with him. And they didn't win another finals game without Kyrie Irving. They went without Kyrie Irving the next year and didn't win a game. They won 1 game prior. But Kyrie was better than LeBron. He's a better skilled player than LeBron James. LeBron lacks skills. I know. You say LeBron's not top 100? Like, the guy's like, that's shocking. I know. You know why that's shocking and you might think it's hate? It's not. It's actually factual. Because you think about how many players go to the All-Star game every year? About 24, right? So that's 24 players. If you go back into the 1980s, LeBron James couldn't play in that era. Not at all. He couldn't play in that era of basketball at all. Back then, the defenders can get up on you. You wouldn't be able to run. Who you going to run over in the 1980s, LeBron? You're not stronger than him. You're not fit. You're mentally not strong. Guys who are not stronger than you bully you. And you bigger than them. Stronger than them. And they be punking you. You know how many beef stews there are in the 1980s? Xavier McDaniel would have took your lunch from the lunchroom, and you'd have went up and got another one. And they'd have took that too. You thought it was just black players? Jack Sigma from the Milwaukee Bucks, white guy, would have knocked you out, would have pumped you with his curly blonde hair and everything. They didn't play games. You think Ricky Pierce was going to let you do what you wanted to do? You think Vernon Maxwell was going to put up with you? LeBron James would have been the 12th man on the bench. Came in, used him for transition points only, and uses for his athletic ability. He's not a good ball handler, dribbling. They would have made him stop his dribble at half court. Make him pick up his dribble. You can't push off with your forearm. They can hand check you. He would have been ineffective in the 1990s. He wouldn't have made it. Mentally, he would have quit. He'd have went to football where he belonged. So putting LeBron in this category, a guy who's been catapulted to the top of the entire bar of what greatness is supposed to be, it's not even fair. But Isaiah's just taking another shot at Jordan, and it's going to work. Mike's going to hear about this. He's going to watch it and get, man, I don't even care. This dude, it pisses him off because this is going to get echoed through the social media things. And Mike, boy, he try to act like he don't care. He cares. He cares a lot. I know it. Zeke know it. Everybody knows it. And the Last Dance showed you it. All the stuff we told you about his ego. Him and LeBron share a lot of similarities when it comes to that ego. And this is why I try to tell both of the fan bases that you need to understand about LeBron and Jordan. Kevin Durant has a better chance of playing in that league than LeBron James. You know why? Because Kevin Durant is 7 feet tall with skills like a guard. He could shoot from anywhere on the court. That makes him very valuable. Being that tall and having that type of offensive game, Kevin Durant bears a better chance of playing in that league. Now, they will be real physical with Kevin at the top of the key to try to drive him out of positions. But Kevin Durant can score. He's a way better player than LeBron James. The only difference is LeBron can run the flow of the offense better because he's more of a guard. A point guard, point forward is what they would call it now because it's so positionless than Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant doesn't run the team like that. He's the weapon. You get Kevin Durant the ball. That's why Houston is just missing the point guard. If they had a point guard, Kevin Durant can now really just be Kevin Durant and just destroy everything in sight. And they're still winning games. Right. He's the sniper. You give the sniper to do what? Shoot. Yes, this is reality. Michael Jordan and LeBron's egos are the same. Michael Jordan has a shallow ego. It's just that it wasn't any internet back then. See, LeBron using Brian Windhorst, Rich Paul, all these people to speak for him, to go out and praise him and put them all on ESPN and all this stuff. See, Jordan couldn't do all that back then. So what he would do was use his power to go to the Chicago newspapers. He couldn't do that with the Tribune on the north side. Jay Mariotti wasn't going for the Michael Jordan BS. So he would stay on the south side and go over there to the Chicago Sun-Times and talk to this black guy named Lacey J. Banks. He's dead now, rest in peace, Lacey, but he was a Jordan ass kisser. And that was all he was a glazer. And he would write every puff piece about Michael Jordan every single day. And who loved to read that paper about himself every single day? Michael Jordan. He'd go in there and start his day off reading that paper. And he loves what Lacey J. Banks writes. He hated Jay Mariotti because Mariotti is going to give you the truth. Well, Lacey J. Banks is going to give you some BS. See, Mariotti, y'all knew of him later when he got on the horn. So that's how y'all know Jay Mariotti. So you already know how he is. But he was a writer first here in Chicago. So I know I used to go to school and I'm reading the newspaper every morning. And at school. Yes, I know. Who reads the newspaper in high school? Me. Grammar school. Me. I had the paper every morning. So back then we had the paper. Whose ego is better or bigger? Well, I would say LeBron is more of a narcissist than Michael Jordan. Michael's ego was earned, meaning that he was going to put the work in to be the greatest. He felt in his mind he is the greatest. Whether he says it or not, he always felt that because of what he did on the court. His game, it made you believe he's up there. Michael Jordan is 5th on my list. Isiah Thomas is 1. 2 is Oscar Robertson. 3 is Larry Bird. Then it's Bill Russell. Then it's Michael Jordan. Then there's Kobe Bryant at 6. So that's how my list is going. Right off the bat. 7, I have Magic Johnson. And then I believe 8 is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Then I have Wilt Chamberlain, I believe, at 9. And then at 10, I don't know, the list starts going crazy from there. So if you look at I'm looking at it from a basketball perspective. Y'all look at it from fandom. I don't think about fandom. Because in this heyday before his knees was out, who was a better basketball player? Dwayne Wade or LeBron James? It was Dwayne Wade. Without a doubt. It was Dwayne Wade, better than LeBron. Period. Dwayne Wade won MVP in one season, his comeback year, and played way better than LeBron. They gave LeBron MVP. If I think Isiah was better than Kobe, of course he was better than Kobe Bryant. He's better. If he's better than Michael Jordan, he damn sure was better than Kobe. But Kobe's in the conversation. Kobe's on that. He's on that pedestal. LeBron is so far below that barrier, it don't even. He is a role player. He's a product. He's what you call manufactured talent. All he has is God-given ability. He's 280 at 6'9", that can run as fast as he can and jump as high as he could. And those attributes alone, all he needed to do was add some basketball skills to his game. Improve his dribbling and ball handling. Improve his shooting. Spending the summer working on his game. He never did that. He never did. Because the league never put him in a position where he had to. This man, LeBron James, who you praise, did not even learn how to read defenses till he was 8-9 years in the league. Let me repeat that. LeBron James did not learn how to read defenses till he was 8 and 9 years in the league. And you say this guy is the greatest player of all time. You should be ashamed of yourself. Exactly. Shane Battier taught him after they got beat by Dallas. He didn't recognize what was happening to him on the court because he couldn't read defenses. So he was falling right into traps and didn't understand it. And this guy had played for Cleveland all those years, had been in the NBA Finals. That's what we call being carried. He was going to be the new face of the league, so they had to carry him. Let me tell you about Jordan's ego. Jordan told you on The Last Dance, he sat there, would make up lies to tell himself, to get himself going, saying this guy said good game Mike, walking off the court. And Michael Jordan got mad, so he wanted to give it to LeBradford Smith. LeBradford Smith had never said that. And then for 20, 30 years later, he was like, nah, he ain't say that. Nah, he ain't say that to me. You say that now, but 20, 30 years, this guy had to hear how he said good game Mike and got destroyed. That you ruined his chances on going on other teams. They was like, this guy loudmouth Michael Jordan and did this. We can't have him on the team. That never happened. And LeBradford Smith is confused. Like he didn't say nothing wrong. He just said, hey, good game Mike. He wasn't talking crap. And you use that to try to break this kid's spirit because he had a good game against you. Michael Jordan, they say LeBron complained to the NBA about the league. So did Michael Jordan. He went to the league office. He went to Rod Thorne. He went to all these guys and started begging. They trying to hurt me. The Pistons want to end my career. We got to change the rules. And they changed the rules for Michael Jordan because he was crying. Everybody else playing in the league, nobody was crying. Michael Jordan was, and the Bulls were the only ones crying. That ain't a story. That officially happened. The NBA changed the rules so that Michael Jordan could win championships. That's how he won. They left CBS, which was about basketball, and they went to a show on NBC, which NBC bought the NBA for Michael Jordan. Every weekend, the Bulls had to play Saturdays and Sundays. That was part of the NBC deal. The Chicago Bulls have to play every Saturday and Sunday, the primetime afternoon games. Every Saturday and Sunday is the Chicago Bulls. Every weekend, no matter what. Michael Jordan is playing every weekend for NBC. And you can go back and check. They played every weekend. They had no weekends off on NBC. The featured game is the Chicago, Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls, period. And they hadn't won nothing yet. I don't say that. It's actual facts. It's actual facts, people. They changed the rules for Michael Jordan. Mm-hmm. We had the Jordan rules, right? And the Jordan rules were so effective on Michael Jordan, he wanted it out the league. He wanted them to change the rules, which would nullify the Jordan rules to stopping Michael Jordan from winning. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing. If you go into a matter of, well, you say it's a matter of opinion, but it's a matter of fact. It's an actual fact. In 1991, they started changing these rules way more frequently. And it was every year, sir. Mm-hmm. No. Isiah was right about one thing, and it was about y'all era of basketball. As far as old school to new school.
Today, anybody come to mind immediately, or everybody?
We would still thrive today because again the game has been simplified. So the complexity of the game, has been taken away. So in terms of running and jumping and shooting and getting to the basket, the lane is open. They're allowing you to be a little bit more physical now in the last couple of months. But, 2 years ago, you couldn't touch anybody. You had to stand 3 feet away from the offensive player while he do all this other stuff in front of you, and you couldn't get close to him, and everybody would go ooh and ah, right? But now you get a little close to him. If you remember in our generation, right, you had to play like this, right? You couldn't stand in front of a guy and do all this other stuff because that defender can get into you. Now they're allowing that defender to get into your dribbling space. And that's why you're seeing so many guards right now have turnovers in the open court because the defender now is allowed to be just a little bit closer. Whereas, a year and a half ago, the defender had to be damn near 2 feet away from the guy.
OG.
Now, I know I said a lot, so,
No, I'm fascinated by sort of the comparisons.
OG, there's always a debate about the golden era of basketball. Some think it's right now.
Now let's go back even further.
I think a great majority of them still would have been great. I think Durant still would have been great in our era. I think, LeBron, of course, and, Steph with his ability to shoot the basketball.
Not Steph either.
His game would have been a little different, but he still would have, been great because he can shoot the ball from half court. I look at again as I referenced earlier. I think the game has been simplified, and the complexity of the game schematically has changed.
Now, right what he said, it changed. Joe Carr said, what rules have changed? Well, they brought in the flagrant foul in 1991. The 24-second clock is reset only when the ball hits the rim. Previously, the ball would reset if it hit the backboard. But this is a huge blow towards the offenses. It's much easier to force a 24-second violation. There was a lot going on in the 90s and 95. The three-point line got shortened 1 year to try to help them out before they pulled it back. Hand checking was eliminated from the end line of the backcourt. There was clear path fouls. All these rule changes started coming. 5 seconds back to the basket rule was implemented. And you had a slight blow to any team that operated their offense in the post. That was in 2000s. They started kicking that off. So there's been plenty of rules that have changed that eliminated the style of play that you see today. Like Isiah said, they played. That's why they dribbled with their ball to the back, because players could be all up on you. So you kept the ball away from the player as much as possible. So you dribble with your back to them more than facing up. So this was very significant in that day and time. No, that's only because you've been seeing 1991, they brought in the flagrant foul rule, and they didn't know how to use the flagrant foul rule. So they've altered it back then. That was the first year, and they abused it like crazy. They didn't understand what was going on. And then it evolved to flagrant 1 to flagrant 2s. Okay, it's a flagrant 1. This is a flagrant 2. They have totally went through it. And Isaiah, is that you? What's up, baby? Zone defenses has ruined the game. Yep. If you get what's his name coaching over there, he's gonna go over it and get nuts with it. The Pistons only got swept because Isiah was coming off surgery. So Isiah had surgery on his shooting hand, and he missed almost the entire season. He came back against the Chicago Bulls, actually, and they won that game because Isiah played. And his wrist would balloon all the way up. He was supposed to miss the whole season, and he came back, and he had what they call a scaphoid injury, where the bone fused together. He had wore his wrist out from all the shooting that he was doing over the summer, and it tore his wrists up, and the Pistons had one of the best records in the NBA when that happened. And Isiah Thomas was gone the majority of the year of 1990-91. Yes, there were rule changes. I just told you. Flagrant foul was included. The flagrant foul debuted that year. What are you talking about? There was no flagrant foul before that. Jordan's complaints and crying that he's going to retire. He threatened to retire from basketball if these rule changes wasn't implemented. These are facts. Mm-hmm. Well, if you think so, but and everybody's earnest when it always came down to the rules of the game and the stature of the game, people knew what was significant and what wasn't. They just knew. Mm-hmm. I know that flagrant foul stuff was crap. That should have never existed. At least not like that. They had to modify it. Oh, yeah. Well, that's how it is. I would love to have seen it, but Well, if you go to your last 10 to 20 to 30 years, you'll see the difference. Most of you probably won't see it. I see it every day. Dudes was punching Pippen when he drove. Are you insane? Y'all watch these documentaries and they warp y'all brains. You got to watch the games. The Bulls was one of the dirtiest teams in basketball too. Bill Cartwright was out there fouling people, cutting people with elbows. They did stuff dirty all the time. Why do you think they went and got Sally? If they were so dirty, why you go get Dennis Rodman? Why you go get Sally? Why you go get Edwards? Because you knew they were good. If Mark Aguirre would have stolen Scottie Pippen, Scottie Pippen would be walking. Scottie Pippen got mad because Mark Aguirre told him to meet him in the parking lot. Man, he told me to meet him in the parking lot. And for a man like that, you got to take that serious because he crying in the media. Talking about he told him to meet him in the parking lot. He gonna sit there and tell the media, crying in the media, he told me to meet him in the parking lot. And with a guy like Aguirre, you got to take it serious. Cry babies. That's all they do. I'm like, that's on the court talk. Then why are you running to the media talking about some Mark Aguirre said meet him in the parking lot? Like, man, what is wrong with you? Mm-hmm. I love the simplicity of the game. We had all around great talent on our team. It just everybody knew their role. Lambeer was a 4-time All-Star. He was the first stretch 5 you've ever seen who could pick and pop. He can score from anywhere. He didn't play like a traditional big man, and he would lead the league damn near in rebounds. He's averaging about 12 rebounds a game. Offensive, defensive, on the glass, sealing people out. They just make you think Lambeer just fouled people all the time. This is why other people just don't get it. What's up, my love? That's right. But she's smiling at you. I get the sad face. You get the smiley face, Claude. Everybody get more love than the person who page it is. Stretch 5 cap. Are you serious? Last night it was Dr. Manhattan. He's a 4-time All-Star, buddy. Stretch 5 is no cap. He was the sergeant of arms. Lambeer had the record in the NBA for the most threes in the NBA Finals. For a while, it was 6. That got passed up. So that's a smile. That's a PTSD smiley face. Did Claude get this one? I was like, look at that. I get this. That's the smiley face. I was smiling. Then Claude pop up and get it. He get the shining sun rays, everything. Go ahead, Claude. Hey, that's one thing. She stick with the mods all the way through. All the mods. Dr. Manhattan, all of them. She stick with the team. Oh, yeah, I appreciate all the love and support, man. Y'all come over here. But this is the golden era.
I see Kyrie, do his thing. I get excited, right? When
I love Kevin Durant. It's like one of my favorite dudes to watch ever.
Yeah, but now I'm not excited by everybody.
No.
There's some people that they lie on and say they good and they all right.
So that's a whole other show. That's
Preach. Yeah.
I know who it is.
But it's some that really get excited, but I'm just saying, Vito, the basketball that we've been watching here and the things that some of these guys have been doing, the self-hate that they have on themselves, to me, that's problematic because they self-hate on each other and then they blame it on us. They blame it on the next generation, but y'all not giving yourself no credit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm giving you more credit than anybody in your generation.
In fairness, Boogie gives himself a lot of credit.
Yeah.
Like it's every morning.
You don't stand up for yourself, who gonna do it?
On the real though, he deserves more credit, right? What he was doing out there in Sacramento, what he and namesake Isiah had going on in Sacramento with Coach Mike Malone, right? Had they left that alone, who knows where they would be? But they was talking about, he this kind of guy, he get mad. The problem with Boogie is he real, and you work with him every day.
Yep.
He come in, you ain't no fake.
Yeah.
And in the NBA, they like to see a lot of fake, right? They want a lot of, you got to act
politically correct.
Yes.
all of that stuff, and in my opinion, he got totally just screwed over by the NBA, media machine.
The politics of it all.
Politics.
Yeah.
But basketball wise, if Boogie would have been in our era,
Yeah.
You're too young, Boogie.
Isiah, I want to stick.
put Boogie in the 80s.
Yeah.
I want to
good
stick
board
with
passer.
kind of the
Well, here's what Isaiah's leaving out. Boogie is a hothead. And as long as you got Boogie on the floor, as long as Boogie Collins is on the floor, you are not going to be able to stop a lot of the stuff he's doing. Seriously. The last season, that was the last game of his career. Boogie Thomas. No, I called him Boogie Collins. That's the crazy part. I called him Boogie Collins. That was made it even worse. the Detroit Pistons was one of the greatest teams ever. Well, they were the greatest team ever in the history of the game. So, he'd have fit in perfect. He's another Maurice Lucas, rather. Except for, Boogie could score. Boogie could shoot the basketball. Like, he was something else. If he didn't tear his leg up, he was so skilled as a big man. But that temper, man, his temper level, his temperament ain't made for it. That's why he wasn't gonna make it with the Lakers. He couldn't play with LeBron. Because he ain't gonna be able to control that temper and be PC and political with LeBron. That's just not gonna happen. Yep. So Isiah was wrong about the initial thing on Jordan and LeBron. LeBron is not better than Jordan on no levels. And that's just that. Yes. Well, the NBA did not make any plans for the Detroit Pistons being the face of basketball at all. They want to say, how do we stop this when it comes to Detroit? Pistons wasn't better than Larry and the Celtics. That's the team we had to overcome to be champions. We had to stop their run. We stopped it. It wasn't the Lakers that stopped Boston. We stopped Boston. Well, the Lakers kind of did stop their championship. They beat them in 87. So they got their revenge, but we were supposed to play them in 87. And Isiah threw the pass that messed everything up. And since then, Boston couldn't touch us. We put them out in 88, and we never looked back. So we dethroned them in the East to be the ones to lead the East. And that was the end of their dynasty. They never got back to a finals. It was over. Isiah beat Magic almost every time they played. He got cheated out of the NBA Finals in 88 when they called a ghost foul and gave Kareem free throws just so that they could win, because the odds were against the Pistons and Vegas would have took a beating if that was to continue to stand. They couldn't have Las Vegas lose so much money on the Pistons. They had no idea Isiah was going to go off in Game 6. They show that game all the time as Isiah's greatest game because it was the NBA Finals, and he scored like 25 in one quarter on one leg. But the whole game, he was on fire. He couldn't miss. Now, do I think Michael Jordan had the ability to do that? Yes. He has the same mental capacity for the game. I can't take that away from Michael. Yes, I understand that. We were going to win that game. I understand Vinny and Adrian Dantley both got knocked out of the game when they ran into each other and headbutted each other. Adrian Dantley was asleep after the headbutt. Vinny was shook up, but Adrian Dantley was out cold. Why do you say 2 rings like that's nothing? Let me tell you something. Back then, no team had done that in like 30-something years. The Lakers had just did it with 87 and 88. when we really won in 88 and they stole it from us and gave them a back-to-back. They was the first team to go back-to-back in like 30 years. Teams weren't going back-to-back back then. And then we went back-to-back right after that. Teams wasn't going back-to-back. That started the trend of back-to-backs. We would have won 3 in a row if they didn't screw us in 88. We had a three-peat. Then the Bulls did a three-peat after us. Then Houston went back-to-back. Then a three-peat again by the Bulls. Then the Spurs won 1 in the shortened season. Then the Lakers won 3 in a row. So, see, that wasn't the trend back then. He's about, man, please. You got to understand basketball. See, you're casual. You don't understand the game. I just then ran down to you how all these 2-peats and 3-peats start happening right after Magic and them started. Magic got 5, Bird got 3, Isaiah got 2, and he is better again? That's right. Who, and all of those guys were in the NBA top 50, right, Joe? Magic, Bird, and Isaiah is in top 50, greatest players of all time. Who else was in the top 50 greatest players of all time on the Detroit Pistons? You won't name one, would you? It's only Isaiah. Magic got Kareem. Bird had Michel in the top 50 with him. Joe wasn't in the top 50. I said the NBA top 50. They didn't even put Joe Dumars in NBA top 75, which I think is insulting. Rodman is in 75. When they went to NBA 75, I said the top 50 players of all time. Isaiah's the only one there. He's the only one there. Everybody else got a teammate. I don't pick and choose. You seen my wall. My wall downstairs don't say I pick and choose. I go off what I've seen and what I actually know. Isiah Thomas is that deal. Joe Dumars is very nice like that. Isaiah and Joe Dumars are Hall of Fame backcourt, sir. There isn't another Hall of Fame backcourt in like 50, 60 years. Now, this next wave, Steph and Clay, will be the only Hall of Fame backcourt there is. Joe Dumars definitely was better than Bill Laimbeer, but Bill Laimbeer is a center. Joe Dumars had to guard Michael Jordan the majority of the time. He had to guard the Drexlers. He had to guard the 2 guards in the league. Not Isaiah. Yeah, it's crazy because Joe is quiet. Joe don't care about stuff like that, but he's always been like that. He's one of the best scorers in NCAA history. you'll see Joe Dumars' name, but Joe Dumars is the quiet guy. He never got a technical foul in his history of playing the game. He played more seasons than Isiah. He played more seasons than everybody, and they didn't even know it. Like, him and Michael Jordan got along fine. Jordan tried to get him on the Bulls so he can win a championship in his final days. In that 98 season, Joe was like, nah, I'm good. I'm going to stay here. Right, that's why the NBA named the award the Joe Dumars Award. That's why he became general manager of the Pistons. That's why he's got the temperament for it. He got what was supposed to be Isiah's in Detroit. And it led to a bad relationship with the owner and Isiah, who were best friends. But Isiah went to Toronto instead of running the Pistons like he was supposed to do. Bill Davidson wanted to wait. Isiah is very impatient and didn't want to wait and said, no, let's go now. I know what to do. So he said, fine. He went to the Toronto Raptors, a new team coming out. Isiah was the general manager and part owner of the Raptors, the first player to ever do that in NBA history. He was his first player in NBA history to own a league. He was the first NBA player on the cover of Forbes magazine. Wasn't Magic, wasn't Michael. It was Isiah Thomas. And yet, you guys disrespect him at a level that is not appreciated by me. Because the internet tells you to. In order to praise Michael Jordan, you got to go against Isiah Thomas, which is really stupid. How are you going to bankrupt something that was bankrupt when you bought it? Stop believing lies. In case you didn't know what happened to the CBA, I'm going to tell you what happened to the CBA. Isiah bought the CBA for $10 million. The whole league was bought for $10 million. Isiah buys this league to save it. He's got a partnership with Toyota, and Toyota used to partner with the NBA, but they're following Isiah. So Isaiah's taking Toyota and all his sponsorship and his relationship deals to his CBA. So now instead of having Bob's Tacos support the team, you're going to have Toyota as a sponsor. You're going to have these people putting money into this league. The NBA did not want that to happen. Now, the CBA games take place in the summertime. That's when the CBA games were played, when the NBA games was over. They didn't go along with the NBA games. So the NBA decide they're going to come out with a summer league. And they're going to compete with the CBA. The CBA don't have money to compete with the NBA. So they bought the CBA out because they were going to do summer league. So Isiah gave those guys the biggest checks they ever got in their life and said the CBO is being disbanded. And they were like, why? It's game over. The only way the CBA can survive is if it's its own entity. You can't go up against anything. You're not big enough. So when the NBA is over, summertime, that's when you can make your money. Now the NBA is going to compete with you with summer league. So now you can't compete with that. You're going to go bankrupt, and we're just going to keep spending money and losing it. It's ball game. It's game over. And to make Isiah whole, they paid him $10 million to be the Indiana Pacers coach. to give him his $10 million back. So when you say he bankrupted the CBA, that isn't true. I know trap music. That's why I'm here. You see, they don't want the truth out there. They want the lies. They would love to hear a black man screw something up. That's what they love. The NBA decided they're going to do summer league, and that's the ball game, folks. All right, I'm going to dip out for a minute, and I'll be right back.